Adversity? Bring it. The struggle? We welcome it. Snooze on life? Never that. We are Dave Regina and Mike Pirelli, and this is the No Snooze Podcast. Come on. Welcome back, No Snooze Podcast, episode 87. It's a lovely day today because we are back with the big four. It's been a minute. Happy New Year to everybody. I am sitting here with Michael, the show Pirelli, Claudio, the voice Valenzuela, Justin, Satchel, Simpy Sanchez. Welcome back. Wow. And I am Dave, the body Regina. Michael, how the hell are you, man? It's been a minute.
Listen, I'm good. It's New Year. I'm happy to see Justin.
Right?
I literally, he's too famous as it started already.
Yes. We have the most famous intern in the world.
Famous intern.
That's the good one.
It's like having Macaulay Culkin be your intern.
That should be his nickname.
Macaulay?
No, I like the famous intern.
He is famous. He's way more famous than
Justin,
us.
the famous interns.
Paranoia or whatever the brand he's wearing, not even No Snooze, right?
Right.
And that brand's way bigger than ours.
Way bigger than us. That's all right,
Oh,
man.
it's not? I see people wearing it all the time.
Yeah, right?
Yeah. Maybe it's just because my news feed, because I like your stuff. That's probably what it is.
Listen,
but good to be back.
Yeah, man, it's good to be back.
I missed you guys.
I missed you guys, man. But let's just recap quickly.
That didn't sound authentic. You didn't really miss me.
I did miss you.
How many times in the span that we didn't see each other, like, I wish I could tell Mike this story?
A lot.
Okay.
Actually, there was, because we didn't record for a couple weeks.
Yeah, it was
so there was
holidays.
Things that happened that I was like, damn, I wish I could tell Mike about this.
Yeah. Well, you could text me. I mean, I'm here.
So here, kick rocks.
Yeah, kick rocks.
Anyway, recap the end of the year, which was wild for the Regina household. I don't know about the C word on the podcast. We might get speaking of COVID, like the pandemic. I don't know if we get blocked. I don't know if we get blocked.
I was like, 2022 starting off with a bang.
Yeah, no, man. But literally, so wifey and I both got.
I forgot about that.
Got the veto. We'll call it Covito.
Yeah, veto's
the
good.
Veto.
That's
the
good.
veto, right?
That's good.
So we got the veto. On top of Callie getting this molar in, which was so bad, she had 104 fever.
That's scary.
Her face like blew up. And you could see blood because the tooth was kind of coming through. So that was like one night of break. Mind you, this was supposed to be time that I had to meet work deadlines, but I was off, if you remember, right?
Yeah, you were off.
Off, right. Yeah. But turned into the most wild staycation ever and trying to chase around a baby while you were sick. We were out for like 2 days. The veto took us out
like
for 2 days.
Out.
Yeah, like body aches, and we had some symptoms. Luckily, though, we were we were able to bounce back after day 2. Day 3 was on the up and up. There were some lingering effects for 4 or 5 days, but then we both tested negative like a week later. So.
Was that a nerve-wracking test? Was like
No, honestly, I was kind of expecting it to still be positive.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
I don't know the details
and now
of what
the guidelines are crazy. Things are changing every day, but if you haven't gotten it, kudos to you. Dodging bullets.
I don't even want to say it on here.
Right?
I'm jinxing it.
I know.
I sent a couple memes to people. Well, Phil sent me one originally, and he goes, "This is you dodging it."
Yes.
And it was like the Matrix.
Yes.
And then another one was like a sword.
Yes.
And I was like,
dude, it's the real deal, man.
I have to say, I've been so good about wearing my mask everywhere.
Yep.
And like in the office, I have my own office. I close the door. I put the mask on. If I'm on the phone, like spitting, when you talk aggressively, like we always do.
Yeah.
Like I would go to the conference room because I'm like, I can't be spitting on people.
Right. Yeah. It's a wild time, man. Still going strong, right? 2.5 years now.
Yeah. But
Is that right?
It's you I don't know how you guys feel about it. I feel like it's made me more aware that you can operate. Like there's a scene in 300 where they're getting ready to fight the final battle.
Is that a show?
Great movie. You'd actually like it.
300?
All abs.
Oh, they got strong guys.
Abs
That's
everywhere.
That's right. The strong
Look
guy
at
movie.
me. Abs everywhere. Gerard Butler, my guy.
That's right. I know what you're talking about.
I want his body.
What's the famous line in that?
This is Sparty. Kicks the guy.
Yes.
So I've done that at a summer camp in Greenwich. I used to take kids out and kick them into the pool, but they liked it.
Okay.
I have proof. But anyway, so there's a scene and the army's getting ready. They send a messenger. Basically, the synopsis is these 300 guys are going against like thousands, tens of thousands of an army. And they're like, you have 10,000 people. We have 300 soldiers. Like,
so that's where 300 came from.
Yeah. And they're like, we're basically experts. You guys are, JV. You're mediocre.
Gotcha.
But there's a quote. The messenger they send to represent the 10,000 men says, our arrows will blot out the sun. And the guy for 300 looks at him and he goes, we'll fight in the shade. and he just like walks away, and it hypes you up because it's like no matter the conditions, he's like, we'll still kill all of you. So I think for some reason I think about that now, because like with COVID and just chaos around you, it's like, all right, we're fighting in the shade now. Just like keep going forward.
That's it. And all you can do is be as safe as possible, right? And you just hope for the best, I guess. Looking good. Your workouts are looking.
I'm strong.
Extreme, man. I saw it, man. You're like you're. I think your bench press is bigger than mine.
Another reference. Have you ever seen the arm wrestling show, Game of Arms? I know we've talked about it.
No.
There's a guy in it, Travis Bajent. He is my idol. He is a his dad was like a all-time arm wrestler, but wasn't around when he was young.
Okay.
And he always would hear stories about how good of an arm wrestler he was. So he was like, I'm gonna get so good that I'm going to be better than my dad, and he's going to have to come and like talk to me and recognize that I'm better.
Okay.
So he's like motivated, has a big chip on his shoulder. But when he arm wrestles people, he talks so much smack. He looks at the crowd and he's like, I am so fucking strong. He's like, strap me up. This punk's gonna just get him out of here. Just give me the cash now. Do I even have?
Does he take on big dudes? Is he big?
Huge dude.
Is he big?
He's huge. He's like
huge.
6'7", but he's burly. Like he looks like farm strong. But he goes against dudes that like, your physique peeled out, nice and chiseled.
I like that thing.
Cali muscle style. But the point being is he just talks so much smack, and he always tells himself before he arms wrestle, he goes, I am so fucking strong right now. He goes, my left arm is so strong. I apologize. I didn't know I was the strongest man in the world. He's and then when he's arm wrestling,
does he wrestle the left?
He does left and right, but he's known for his left.
Wow.
So when he gets into the left, he just starts talking. He's like, oh, take your best shot. He pulls someone all the way back, and like when you arm wrestle, that guy's like towards the ground because he's trying to get leverage.
Right.
And he's like, stand up. He's like, stand up. He goes, stand up. As soon as you fucking stand up. He's like, stand up, Rich. Stand up. And the guy, he stands him up and then he slams him down. He's like, I told you, Rich.
Wow.
So I've been watching that before working out because it's incredible. I'll send you the video.
That's fire. The only reference I know for arm wrestling is your videos from back in the day, like we spoke about. Yeah. And then there's one video of David Goggins taking on like this 6'7", like massive football player, and he's looking into the camera, and he's got this dude like caught up, and he's like, "You don't know me, son. You don't know me, son.
Similar to that.
You don't know me, son." And he's a little dude compared to this guy, and then he ends up taking him out. It was wild.
It's very bizarre, but like those videos, I get so much more out of than listening like a good song.
So are we going to change your name to Michael the Bench Press Pirelli?
Listen, I'm getting 400. I'm so
I think you will.
I'm doing it without spotters, dude.
Okay,
I did 325 easy without a spotter in 10-degree weather.
Hold on, but does it count that you have dumbbells attached to the bench press?
If anything more, because they move.
Because they move?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. We gotta can we get you more donuts?
I know. I was gonna order them, and then we got a lot of bills. We got a lot of bills.
We did. We need more donuts.
$240 for 245 plates? Like,
but
what?
You look good.
I need them.
Look good. Are we getting this 10% and a 400 bench press?
I'm
in 22?
2022, we're saying exponential growth.
I love it.
In all facets.
I love it.
And we're saying I'm doing it by August.
August.
Yeah.
Okay.
And there's you'll learn in the future why that's the reason.
In August.
Yeah.
Oh. Because he's shooting up to 50%.
I'm just loading up on the road for a nice run before I die.
Oh my god!
No, but we might as well roll right into it. The adjustment I've made, and I would like to get your input.
Yeah.
Because I feel like you're always the voice of reason. Sometimes I don't listen, like all of last year.
Sometimes all last year, I don't listen.
All of last year. But it was good. I've tried a lot of things, and I finally figured out I've really fell in love with lifting weights. So I know that's my thing now. And I'm like, forget the Peloton, forget everything else. I'm focusing on my weights.
Okay.
And then I was like, all right, well, my workouts were good, but like I didn't have a way to gauge that I was getting stronger each time because I'm not going to like max out every.
Right.
Yeah. And I was like, I don't want to be so structured that I can't like get excited about an arm wrestling video and just do an extra set.
Yep.
So then I figured out, I was like, all right, well, I use the Strength app.
Cool.
Strength app.
So you're tracking workouts,
but I'm tracking total volume.
Nice.
Okay?
Yeah, which is
strong. It's
which is what explain to the listener what volume is.
It's volume is like you times your reps times the weight.
Correct.
And that is progressive overload.
Yep.
So I made it super simple. In this app, Strong, you can make that your calibration. So when I start the next workout, it says how much percentage wise I've caught up to that.
Yep.
And the goal is I start out with a lot of reps. the goal is to shrink that every time I do it and increase the volume.
Right. What is a because this is I've trained with volume in the past, haven't done it in years. What are you touching at the end of your workout? 10,000 pounds, 15,000 pounds?
Like chest, I'm doing a lot, like
right.
15,000.
Wow.
I think.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool to see. That's very motivating.
It's just easy because I know, like, all right, damn, I didn't get, like, I have 3% left.
Right.
So then like, all right, I could pack it in. But I only have, so let me, better example. There's like 30% left I have to catch up.
Okay.
And I have 5 sets. So I'm like, I got to up the weight because
gotcha.
I got to catch it.
I like that.
But I want to do less reps.
Yep.
Because I want it to become more efficient every time.
Okay.
So like close grip, last week I did 185, 5x5. So this time I did 205, 5x5.
That's a big leap. That's good.
The reason I did that at the end of the work, so you're able to take notes. So I knew that when I did triceps last week, I did the close grip last.
Right.
So I should be stronger. I'm going to try to keep the bar stuff in the front so then I can really load up the weight.
Gotcha.
So I can really exhaust the muscles.
Cool.
Then the barbell stuff is the second stuff.
I like it.
So I'm trying to be very like coffee. I don't do creamer anymore because I'm like, I don't really need to buy it.
That part.
So
like, it's too little of a measurement. It doesn't matter. You're talking 70 calories.
Oh, no. I'm not trying to save calories. I'm trying to make bandwidth. I'm trying to figure out bandwidth.
Okay.
For example, ran out of almond milk. And I posted about it. Started drinking just my protein with water.
Which was bizarre to me. Do you know I've never had a protein shake with milk?
What?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. What was the
almond milk?
Was
so
the majority?
Like it's really water.
What did the majority say? Water. Water was normal.
I think it was split.
Okay.
Yeah,
Because I don't know. I get in the gym and I'm just shaking I go to water fountain. Protein and
well, the crazy thing for me was like the way I thought about it was I ran out of almond milk. That's 4 less things of almond milk I need to get every week.
Oh,
so
gotcha.
I'm just gonna use water.
I mean, I think the milk thing is good because it definitely adds protein to it. But at the end of the day, there's that conversation of how much can you really consume in one sitting. Blah blah blah. Love the approach.
50 grams.
That's great.
That's what I've been doing.
That's good.
And then 50 grams protein shake. Mm-hmm. So I've been doing 50 grams protein shake or egg whites.
Okay.
Right after the workout.
I don't know how you slam those just by itself.
Because I'm not cooking eggs.
I thought you were gonna look at me because I'm a savage.
Well, that's too.
It
tastes like water. It really tastes like water. Me and Livy has her bottle. I have my bottle. Not really.
I don't know.
It's so much better than cooking eggs. Like I enjoy eggs, but it's when you cook them, it's actually harder to consume all of it.
Yes. Okay. I would agree with that.
50 comes from the egg whites, then 50 comes from a protein shake throughout the day, and then I kind of took from my my fasting phase, and then dinner's the focus of getting the additional 100. So what I've been doing is like a top sirloin, which is 50 grams.
Easy money.
Then there's probably like, collagen peptide either with the coffee at some point throughout the day. So it's another 10. I end up with like a 30 gram of protein need.
Yep.
So either then I'll drink like another 25 grams egg whites, or I'll have like a peanut butter and jelly, but with PP2.
There you go.
So I've lessened the amount of variables after I figured out like what I enjoy.
Gotcha.
Like the top sirloin's easy. Throw it in the air fryer. Bing, bing, bing. It's not huge. I don't feel sick after eating it.
That's good. No, I like the approach. My only concern would be now cardio-wise, right? Well,
what's that?
Cardio. Is that Spanish? What is that?
Cardio?
Have you ever seen that? There's this meme with a big dude. Maybe we could find it on the internet. But it says he's like this big brolic dude, but he's got this big gut, and he's like, cardio. What is that? Spanish?
I love it.
Yeah. So, but when you're trying to get down to body fat, right?
Yeah.
10% is, pretty low.
Yeah.
You're going to have to incorporate some sort of high intensity training.
Phase 2.
Okay. All right.
Ready?
Yeah.
So I want to hear though. Phase 2, the game plan is once I get to my, I don't know, I need to get a target for muscle. Mm-hmm. So when I did my weigh-in, yes, I was 21%, but my muscle was more than my muscle didn't drop.
Right.
Like everything I worked on last year was still in my muscle. So my thought was like, that's great.
Yep.
Now I'm burning more calories. So if I can get up, not to your muscle level, which is absurd, but if
it's really not though.
It's a lot.
You make it seem like I'm The Rock.
It's a lot. It's a lot of muscle.
I wish.
But my thought is if I can build, which is counter to what I did last year versus the facade approach, if I can have a real foundation of strength and size, then when I cut, it'll be a little more, not easier, but I'll have the cards more in my favor again.
Okay.
I
listen, you know me, I'm always in your corner.
I know.
I love the different approaches that you try, I think you're going to find something that you stick to. I
hope this.
I think I hope this is the year.
I really do.
I think your weights is the move though, for sure. Like I see that you love the weights.
Yeah, I do enjoy it. It
the
makes me feel like an
cardio
animal.
the cardio thing is going to definitely have to pick up. It's something that I don't think you can get down that low
So cold
without
right
it.
now.
Without it.
Yeah.
Which
is good
I don't
apparently.
know.
Cold's
Yeah.
good for
It
your
is,
muscles.
for sure.
It could be why I'm a freak athlete in the basement.
You are,
only
man.
in Bar Miguel. I do my weights.
That's so good. Yeah, man. So when I was out sick, I had 2 days off.
Yeah.
Right, but I actually worked out on day 3.
What is the legality of that? Because you worked on public.
No, I didn't.
Oh.
No. I was on the Peloton.
I thought you were like,
for
I
a
went
week.
and I.
No. I was on the Peloton for a week. I waited so right now CDC guidelines, it's kind of crazy, but you test positive if on day 5 you have no symptoms, you are good to go. And you just wear a mask.
So that's how I know that we're going to another spike, because it's just like.
Doesn't sound good. But I didn't have any lingering symptoms. I would be honest. I wouldn't go in the gym.
But that's my point, is that like the majority of people that I've heard is a mix between like very minor or like nothing.
Right.
So if that, I'm thinking that, then I'm like, it's everywhere.
Yep.
And people just don't know it.
Oh, it's
until
definitely
they test,
everywhere, for sure. But now, I mean, we're recording this 12 days into January.
Yeah.
I'm 12 for 12. Which is nice.
Are you trying to go perfect here?
No. I'm really not. So
why not though?
I don't know if it's realistic, right? Like,
what's realistic, right? What's realistic?
I don't know. I mean, I think you can, but
cares about
that's not my focus. But I will say this: I finished last year's workout, and you better put some stars up here when I say this. I finished with 324 workouts last year. But at the end of the day, that was 41 days off. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Is that right? 48 days off?
365 minus, what was it?
324.
Yeah.
41 days.
Yeah.
Right. So at 41 days, you
It is.
divide that by 7. That's almost 6 full weeks
A lot of math.
that I took off, though, in 2021. So I worked out a hell of a lot.
I told you were soft.
But right. But then I want to worry why I'm skinny fat and got a gut.
You feel skinny fat right
And
now?
it's because, not right now, but just in general.
You've been 10% for a year. What are you talking about?
But
how insulting is that for the rest of us, right?
No. Listen, I
And you
still
call
don't-
yourself skinny, which is like
I don't have, a nice.
seems like you're searching for a
a
compliment.
nice little. No, I'm dead serious. You know how I am. You know
I know
I don't
you-
play
I-
around with this.
Well,
I'm
yeah,
dead serious.
give it
When I
to me,
look in
give
the
it to me.
mirror, I still see, regardless of what anybody says.
Your mirror's broken.
They could be listening, saying, "No, that's nonsense. That's bullshit." Right? I still see a very skinny guy in the mirror.
See, I see the reverse. I see friggin' Lou Ferrigno when I look in the mirror.
I swear to God, and it has nothing to do with my confidence level, right?
Yeah.
Because confidence, it doesn't have to do with that. But this is just something that when I look in the mirror, I physically see that sick dude from back in the day.
Why is that?
I don't know. So, yes, I'm in good shape. But at the end of the day, almost 6 full weeks off is unacceptable. So I got to up my ante.
But don't you need a rest to build the muscles?
Yeah, but why can't I do an active rest? I can't, what? I can't walk in the gym and jog for 45 minutes out of my day? That's an active rest day.
I mean, you could.
Right? But like, why not? So right now I'm on a little streak.
Okay.
I'm not trying to, I don't want to put a number on it because then it becomes an obsessive thing. I don't want it to affect my daily life.
Yeah.
If I have, if I'm feeling good, I want to work out.
Mm-hmm.
So right now I'm on a nice little streak.
See,
But I will beat that 324 workout.
Okay.
100%.
So that's what it's
That's the goal.
Do you I feel like weights and workouts become more therapeutic
100%.
as I've gotten older.
100%.
It's my zen time in the morning. Nothing's happening.
Yep.
Even if people reach out, which it does happen, believe it or not, I've gotten texts at like 5:30 in the morning.
Wow.
Don't respond, right? Like, because you're not expected to, which
Yep.
is nice. And it's freezing down there. You have to focus on everything.
Right.
I'm the only one down there, so like, God forbid, I have to stay focused. Like, I can't just be nonchalant.
Right.
I drop weight, I'm dead because like no one's coming to save me.
Yep.
5 a.m. in a freezing basement.
with 400 pounds
Dana's
just
gonna
on
come
his
down
neck.
and be frozen
Yeah.
in the spot like this. This was his last rep. But I've really enjoyed it more like as a stress relief than an actual like workout.
100%. Even me now with the job that I'm in, it brings a lot of stress that we've talked about before that wasn't on my radar.
Yeah.
Right. So when I work out, and it's always alleviated some stress level, but it also gets me excited for the day and the challenges to come.
Mm-hmm.
The biggest change though in 21 for me was now my mornings are of service instead of being of service to myself. It's to my daughter.
Yeah.
Right. Because I've been on duty until my wife gets in the car. Then at 6:30, I'm able to do my thing.
Just get up at 3 a.m.
But from 5 o'clock to 6:30, I'm with the baby, messing around, getting her dressed.
I would
her.
argue though, it's kind of nice to get him out early.
Yeah, but for an hour and a half, I'm not. In my mind, I'm not. Doing what I need to do for my brain. So that happens a little bit later, which is fine. You got to do what you got to do as a family man. But as soon as I get that workout in, that's really what it's about for me.
Yeah. It is nice. Like, so I get up at 5. I have my watch set at 4:45, 4:50. It vibrates. So it's technically not a snoozing. It's letting me know that you got to get up at 5.
Okay. Yep.
No,
but technically not a snoozing.
The reason I did this is to not wake Dana up with my actual alarm, which is a tough challenge, right? She was like, you can't have that vibrate because it's so loud it wakes me up. Mm-hmm. Like, what am I going to have it do? Like, shock me in my sleep?
Right.
So then the only thing I think of is like, maybe my watch can vibrate so that
it doesn't
start to
bother
wake
you?
Up. No, I wear it to bed because it's the only way to do it.
Yeah.
So then it vibrates and I know that, all right, it's coming. And I'm like, you don't want to get her mad. So I got to wake up. So then I get up either right before, as soon as it goes, I'm up because I'm like primed. It's kind of weird.
Gotcha.
So then I'm up. I, get ready, whatever, have my pre-workout. I've been on a big Red Bull kick lately.
Sugar-free, right?
Sugar-free.
I like that.
I'm
Once every day, no.
I'm gonna share something on the podcast.
Every day, no. I would say, but
every day.
Oof, that's tough.
Bar Miguel and Red Bull might be working together.
Oh,
I'll share.
That's fire.
So I've been really pushing it.
yeah.
So I'll have cases soon. So yeah, that then 5:30. I'm in the basement between. It depends on the workout. Chest day, I'm in there at like 5:15.
Yep.
I'm ready. Leg day, I'm like, I love leg day, but I'm afraid. 5:45. As long as I'm done by 6:30, 6:45.
It's a good time.
Livy wakes up sometime around 7. Mm-hmm. We get her going. Dana gets up at 7:30, starts showering. We flip-flop. 9 o'clock's the time.
Yep.
That we get out of the house.
Good.
So, but it's a long morning.
Oh, yeah,
like,
for
holy
sure.
Shit. Like,
for
we've
sure.
done a full day.
Yes, that's exactly what it feels like. I'm on day 4. So day 4 of Prolon. Right?
Yeah. Can you do it as much as you've been doing it?
No, this is only my second full round of it.
When do they smarten up and they're like, Dave is our face?
No, honestly, so 15 people actually have ordered the
I'm
Prolon,
sure.
which is great. But the results are awesome. I feel, I'm not gonna lie, feel a little hungry.
You should. Right?
For sure. But the mental clarity.
See, I love fasting.
I can't get over it. My sleep the past 4 days have been incredible. Karina as well. She's doing it with me, which is a little extra motivator.
Yeah, that's
for
fun.
me. I like it.
How does she like it?
She loves it.
Yeah.
She loves it.
She seems like she would crush it.
Couple people at work are killing it.
Yeah.
I know some of the followers did it. Dan McKenna loved it.
You're putting restaurants out. We're like dueling things. You're putting restaurants out of business.
No. And you're keeping them in business.
Yeah,
right?
I'm trying. Just me
trying to. No, but I really love it, man. I'm
Sick.
not gonna lie. I think it's something that I'll do 3 to 4 times a year just to cleanse myself.
Is
right?
there a recommended amount of times?
They say that you should do it three consecutive months with get some gaps in between or something like that.
Yeah,
you got to do it at least 3 times throughout the year.
Okay.
But for me, I think the biggest benefit is the lack of meat. Right, for 5 days straight, which is never.
We're literally flip flopping. I'm like hammering steaks now.
No, but think about it. That's all I do. Meat, regardless, every single day of my life, I have meat. Multiple times a day, right? Because it's either ground chicken, ground turkey, turkey burger, beef burger,
salmon,
steak, salmon, but that's fish,
but
tuna, but literally every day. So the only time I'm not doing it for 5 days straight is when I'm on the Prolon. But the benefits have been, I love it.
Yeah, all the research for fasting and health benefits and preventing certain ailments, it's all amazing.
Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, anybody who is looking for and what it is too is definitely
it's assisted, right?
It's a fast mimicking diet. So mimicking meaning that you still are able to consume something because a full fast is nothing.
Yeah.
But through soups and teas, it's a vegetarian based diet. But you still get your essential nutrients. There's some supplements in there, aka suppies. But it's a good time, man. I'm not gonna lie. But it is a mental battle. I'll say that.
Yeah.
Definitely a mental battle because you can't put creamer in your coffee. You can only have 1 8-ounce coffee a day.
That's tough for me.
It is tough.
So it limits your caffeine.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I don't know about that.
It's extremely tough. It is, but it's just another tick. That's all it is, right? It's a check in the box of I was able to say that I'm going to do something and I do it. And you do it 1 day at a time, 1 meal at a time.
Have you leveraged your child with clients or coworkers in explaining and justifying how much coffee and caffeine you have?
I don't think
I do it on the regular.
I don't think I need it.
Dave. They're like, what cup is this? I'm like, this is 4th cup of coffee.
4th cup.
They're like, really? I'm like, I got a kid. Like,
yeah,
lay off me.
There you go. No, I mean, I don't really have that much coffee. I'll say I have 2 coffees a day, but one might be a triple.
I love caffeine.
One might be a triple.
Caffeine's amazing though. Like I yelled at someone the other day. So I have a client that I'm working with right now, and then one of my buddies was like, I don't drink coffee or like any type of caffeine. And I'm like, how the?
That's like Rich Seeker.
How?
He loves tea.
How?
I don't know.
How tea has caffeine?
I actually think there's individuals, because I remember Rich saying this. I think it
Hurt, like
heightens anxiety for him.
Oh yeah,
caffeine.
I've heard that. But here's my question: if I took out all of your caffeine, do I crash and burn?
Yeah.
No shot.
No pre-workout. No nothing.
I retire or not retire. I get fired.
Yeah,
the lifts don't happen.
right.
I freeze in the basement.
50%.
Yeah,
like it's just a mess. What else happened?
That'd be a fun challenge. No caffeine for like a month. Apparently, it's great for you, but
I don't know. I'm not in.
I'll do it when I'm older.
Right. I'll do it. I'll do it when I'm dead.
Yeah.
Callie. Speaking of baby, you said child. So Callie, it was exciting. She took her first swim lesson.
It looked awesome.
We got her one-on-one swim lessons, which is bizarre. So,
did you have to get in the pool?
No.
Can you swim well?
Yes. Well, no.
The only time I've seen you swim is like when we're at Jones Beach and we're having bevies. So I can't.
It looked
count.
good, right?
Yeah. Or
no,
we're in.
I could swim. I wouldn't say swim well, because swimming well would mean that you can like go back and forth and back and forth and back and forth and like keep swimming.
Well, you have a lot of drag because you're wide, unless you like float on the top.
Yes, and there's a lot of splash in my swim.
You're
but
like
no,
one of those tankers.
I mean, I used
to
swim a lot in like camps and stuff, but then when you're an adult, you're not really swimming.
That's true. That's true.
Right?
Yeah,
Think about it. But yeah, so the first swim lesson, I wanted to be like, a normal parent. So we get there, drop Callie off, and it was like, all right, see you later, which is probably not a good idea, because we knew immediately, how she is when she sees us and then we're just gone and she's with a stranger. So we leave her with a stranger for the swim instruction, and she basically gets in the pool crying. She's crying hysterically, vomits in the pool in the first 5 minutes. Literally, vacuum's got to come out. We're sitting up top watching, and it was the funniest thing. And this instructor, thank God, her patience is on another level, which was great.
Were you guys like having mimosas?
Right. So then we come down. Yeah. Then we
problem.
Karina's like, babe, we got to go down. Babe. I'm like, no, let's ride.
What did happen?
The instructor's like, come down. So we come down, and then she was finally able to like get in and, really enjoy herself. But the instructor was explaining, this is a process of building trust. It was a new face. You're putting her in the water. She's been in the pool with us, and kind of I'm carrying her around, but this is like swim instruction. So they're thinking that she's going to be able to swim in, I mean, I don't know exactly how long, but by the time she's 3 years old, she'll be fully swimming by herself. Like, that's kind of crazy. So we did that. And then we also put her in her first dance class.
Amazing.
Mommy and me dance class.
She looks so cute with a little, what do they call that? Leotard?
Yes, the leotard. And then they put this butterfly back on it.
I was shocked that you weren't also in a leotard, because that is such your move. If I'm going to be here, I'm going to wear it too.
Imagine. So she had a ball, but she's very impatient, man. Like, and my wife looks at me like it's my fault. Well, you guys wouldn't say that I'm impatient, would you?
I don't think so.
Right? Look at Claudia. Justin, am I impatient? No. I don't know. She blames me for this, but anyway. There's structure being taught, which is great. But like, Callie's got to sit there and like, you only get one toy. Callie sees a bucket of toys and she's like, wow, all the toys, bugging out. You got to wait to go down the slide, to walk on the balance beam. She's not trying to wait. She's pushing people over left and right, tackling people.
It's a life lesson, though.
Dude.
Take
but I'm
what
like,
you want.
And I'm like looking like, Karina, our kid's a delinquent. Like, what's going on here? She's acting wild, But the instructor, we spoke to her after too, and I'm like, is this normal? She's like, yeah, it's normal. Like, she's gonna learn, but we got to implement structure. Yeah, which is good. I think it's a good thing. But it's wild to see. We think about the time that has passed with our little girls. Yeah, and they're like real human beings now.
Yes,
right.
Yeah, like it's. We're very close to like having conversations and her just putting me in my place. I'm like, Dad. Dad. The funniest, so very briefly, the funniest thing she does now is when we wake up in the morning, she loves to like put YouTube on and like dance, but she's very picky. So like she loved Macklemore for a phase, right? So I put it on, like she would love Downtown, that song. Downtown.
Okay, yes.
Don't do the, and she'd get on her scooter and be like, but now, like this morning I put it on and she's like in her chair. So I'm sitting here, if you can see us on YouTube, I'm behind her. She's in her little chair in front of me.
Yep.
I have the clicker. So I put it on. She stands up and does this, like change this shit.
Like,
I'm over it. And I'm like, what? And she's like, so I change it, and then she sits back in her chair.
That's good.
So did I put
funny.
something on, like
Yep.
Jungle Book. I showed her the monkeys. She likes the monkey scene.
Is Maui in that? Or that's...
Maui. She loved it and doesn't like it anymore.
Oh,
I think you ruined it for her because she thinks you're Maui, and she's like, I don't
so I've been saying that wrong. So it's not Moana.
Moana's
Moana.
the main girl.
Moana.
Moana lives in Long Island.
Sound like New York.
Moana.
My coffee.
But yeah, the little stuff like that, I was like cracking up. I'm like,
Yeah.
I put a thing on, and I'm like, is she gonna like it? Is she gonna like it? She hates it.
Karina was driving the other day, right? And Ed Sheeran "Bad Habits" comes on, and there's one of the first lines is like, "Take control." I think he says, right? Something, take control. And you just hear in the back, troll, like super offbeat, but like trying to sing. And then when there's 3 words, control, then he says like town, and she's like town, but it's at the same time, but it sounds terrible. But she's like trying to sing. It's the funniest thing ever. And Karina was like, was that a coincidence? So she like played it back. And she's like, no way, she's trying to sing, but it's a troll.
Yeah, it's so funny.
It's hilarious, man. But it's good times, man. What else is going on? I know. What's not going on, right?
No, everything's going on. Construction, so renovating our house, if you haven't been following. That's been in full swing. Starting to look like something.
Yeah, it looks great. It does look great.
Our tenants got COVID, so our appraisal for our refi got postponed, of course.
Okay.
Making it more difficult for me.
Gotcha.
But
Just
anyway, go ahead. Sorry.
How have you convinced your wife to get in front of the camera and love it?
She loves it. She's not but you know her. She's like social, but in group settings a little more reserved. But if you put a camera in front of her, she won't shut up.
Like Karina, she hates it.
See, I don't think she hates it. I think she's just not comfortable in front of it.
And then once you start to just rock out like it's normal, then it's
this type of content is very like, how do I say it? You don't want to sound stupid.
Right.
Where like the stuff that I
time.
threw Dana on, it's literally like, you could say anything.
Right.
It's food. It's like
but she shows up.
She loves it.
She's really good.
A lot of shit too.
But she's really good though.
She's good. She talks a lot of junk. She shows up and she like turns the whole team against me. She's like, "Why do you let him be? Like I should be the star." And they're like agreeing, and I'm like, "Guys,
good job.
You're on my payroll." Like, no, but
I'm happy
she loves it.
I
got to get her into more stuff. It's just been hard with everything.
Yep. Yeah, I got you. Yeah, man. So we closed out 21. Had a lot of work stuff on the plate.
Yeah, the gym looks sick,
dude. So that
nice.
that got completed. Wall pads are up now, which looks awesome. Quickest turnaround that
pretty impressive
that town has ever seen.
You want to GC my house?
But it came with a lot of headaches. Not gonna lie, it came with a lot of fights. Came with a lot of arguments, headaches,
of course.
But that's how it goes. So that was one tick in the box, I guess. We had the budget report that got done, but this was like kind of while I had COVID. Then we get a call, federal government, right? And basically they're doing this federal rollout for state to state on mass distribution and home test kits.
Sick.
So here we are now setting up thousands of test kits and masks for distributions. So I'm like doing that from home while I'm off, while I'm sick. Thank God I tested myself and I was positive because I was supposed to show up the next day to distribute thousands of test
you're
kits.
the guy.
Right. And I'm like the guy, like, here's your test kit. Here's
with COVID.
Here's COVIDo. Here you go.
Everything included.
Yeah. So, I mean, it was, but hopefully they would have taken it and tested negative first, and then got it out. I don't know. But thank God. So the connections though that are coming left and right, like we did a really good job, the entire team, in the town. So we were now able to oversee an additional like $3 million in funding. Which is a lot, man. It's definitely a lot. But the year in review really gives you a nice recap of all the programs and services you provide for a town, municipality. Like most people don't know. If you're not in it, you don't really know what goes on. But it was very humbling to see like the incredible work of everybody that contributes to that. So in 22 though, I mean there's a lot of things going on, right? A whole lot of things. We spoke last year at the beginning of the year. And we had words, right? We had like words.
Oh,
yours
yeah,
was systems.
I'm already ready.
Yours was systems.
Crush systems this year.
Right. Well, so I'm going to be very honest with people. My word was humility.
See, it's vague, too vague.
No.
It's hard to, how do you achieve that?
No. Well, it's not an achievable thing.
Yeah, so you're...
Right, but it's something to be mindful of as you operate throughout the year.
Okay, sorry.
There were moments that I think I showed extreme humility in situations that I wouldn't have in the past. But I think for the year, I give myself an F. I think I failed.
Tough.
I'm just saying pass-fail.
Is there a weighted scale?
Pass-fail.
Exams?
If looking back, I think there is, because there was too many times that I wasn't conscious of my word for the year.
Okay.
Right? Whereas this year, my word for the year I have plastered. Like
Let me try to guess it.
What?
My word?
My word for the year?
Can we try to take guesses? I need help from you guys. I think it's probably, if that was humility, vulnerability.
Vulnerability. That's
I feel like it rhymes.
But humility won't. No, that's not it.
All right, never
Next.
mind. I give up.
Next.
What is it?
You want to go there? You just want to go there?
What are we doing? You're leading into
no,
it
that's
now?
fine.
Did you not want to go there?
No, yeah, I do. I didn't know if you were going to contribute on the systems piece for you. Like, give
No,
yourself.
I
I want to hear you fail
you.
too. Did you pass?
I know. I 100% passed.
Did you pass? 100%?
Yes, I crushed stuff
I
like
crushed
that.
it.
The vaguer the goal, the more I crush it.
Yeah, no, I got you. We wanted to take a quick second to let you guys know that we partnered with our good friends over at Orgain.com. We're happy to offer our listeners 30% off by entering the code NoSnooze30. Again, that's NoSnooze30 for 30% off your first order. If you're on the market for a new protein powder, nutritional shake, protein bar, or Mike's favorite, collagen peptides, Orgain is your one-stop shop. As all of you know, my Crohn's disease is currently in remission, and the only protein I use is from Orgain. My personal favorites are the chocolate peanut butter and the vanilla bean. With the code, you can try a 2-pound tub for under $20. Talk about not snoozing. Go get yours today. Now, back to the epi. So for me, there were two words that kind of came to my mind.
I have two words too.
Do you?
Yeah. If they're the same, I'll beat you.
I chose one. But the first one was performance.
Okay.
Right? So as human beings, I think we hate being measured.
I like it.
No. But I think we hate being actually measured because that's when you have to perform. So there's a certain level of pressure, right?
Gotcha.
But if you think about it, we're being measured every single day, right? My wife in our marriage, she's measuring me. If I say I'm going to be home for dinner, daddy better be home for dinner, right? In business, it's the same thing. If you put something out there and you say something to your boss, you better get it done, because if not, your performance shrinks. Mm-hmm. Everything in this life, I believe, is measured, and it's a performance-based system, to tie your old word into it. But that's not my word. So that was something that that was one word.
What a curveball.
But I was focused, because we like you said before, in 22, we want to, I guess, accelerate and build momentum on what we've already done.
Uh-oh.
Right?
He's going to take my word.
You think so?
Yeah.
No. So my word for this year, in 2022, is intent.
Okay.
And intention. So intention is different than, a goal or something like that, because it keeps me focused in the actual moment of what it is that I'm doing, right? Fitness, I have to have an intent to get in the gym and get something done. My transactions in business, not financial transactions, but interactions, I guess I should say. I have to have an intention with the meetings and the message that I want to deliver. Same thing at home, right? With my wife, with my child, I have to be intentional about what it is that I do. I think too many times in 2021, if I'm looking back, I wasn't intentional with my actions. I think we had a successful year as a whole, but for 2022, I am focused strictly on intention as much as possible. Not to say that there's not going to be downtime, and there's not times that I'm not thinking about anything and I just want to eat some pizza and relax. Right?
I could do some pizza.
Right? You feel me?
Yeah.
But for the most part, when I'm measuring my progress in 2022, it all starts with daily intention.
Beautiful.
Feel me?
I almost cried. So what are the two? It's performance and
intention? Performance was one.
Okay.
But the word that I chose, it came down to two words.
So there's one.
Yes. And my word is intention.
Okay. I love it.
Yeah?
Yeah, that's good. That's good stuff. I like the theme, the word theme, because it's easy to remember.
It's one thing.
Recenters you.
Yes. 100%.
It's like when you meditate, you just 100%. Say the word om every time. So my last year's thing was systems, right?
Yep.
Which I think I did very well. I've put systems and people in place in certain business avenues, My home life, I think I went from a chaotic structure to something a little more tailored. Yes, there's mornings where it's better than others, but something I can do every day. Waking up at 5 was so hard. Now it's cake. Right. Even if Livy wakes up in the middle of the night, I know I got to wake up at 5, and I actually am excited to do it.
Shout out the No Snooze system.
Shout out to No Snooze. Shout out to Dave Regina for being a nutcase because I would never do this on my own.
Imagine when we first spoke and you were like, imagine if we get up at 5 a.m. every day and just go to the gym and post something.
So when it clicked and I was like, I'm in it right now, it was a couple Sundays in a row where I'm like, I got a long day. Like, I got to work out and I got to go to work. So I just got up at 5 on a Sunday and I was like, I like this. This is nice. It's almost easier to keep the momentum. We talked about it before the end of the year, but I worked like you did straight through.
Yep.
So I was negotiating on Christmas Eve and then Christmas Day.
Wow.
Did a couple deals, which is great. One of them blew up, so it was a big waste of time. Not our fault. The market's crazy. But point being, this past year was a big success. Going into the new year, I feel like I'm at an inflection point where it can really take off in every facet, both physically, home life, family, and then business. So my whole thing this year is speed and scale. So I'm looking for exponential growth in all avenues. I beat my previous bests for work last year, new records on all fronts. But this year it's really like putting your flag in the ground because I'm going to have a lot more focused opportunities in what I want to do. But it comes down to being more efficient and being faster, right? So with everything, the speed at which I wake up, if it takes me 30 minutes to get warmed up to go work out, that's 15 minutes less I have to actually work out. So just kind of making sure that everything I'm doing is improving. And then on top of it, I'm doing more, because there's something I've been thinking about just more in the business world, but like there's no room for doubt anymore. It's like you've done,
you arrived.
But the feeling like when you're playing a sport and you have skills and you're like, I really wish I could dribble my left hand. Like I can't go left. So you feel limited.
Yep.
And then if someone turns, you're like, oh shit, they know my weakness.
Right.
Whereas now I feel like I have the left hand. So it's like, you just got to go score. So go score. That's how I feel.
Yep.
Which is it's a fun feeling where in the past, like I was always looking for something to point to for myself to be like, oh, I am as good as I think I am. Not to sound cocky or arrogant, but some type of data point or result where I can look back to and be like, no, you know what you're doing. If it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. But so those things were 2 record sales in a certain very niche area of real estate, which now I'm using and leveraging to market.
Right.
So it's a fun feeling, but it's a little nerve wracking because it's like when you feel like you're becoming, again in basketball, the star basketball player, which I never was, you were, where the ball's coming to you, right? So it's like I'm getting 15 shots a game, 20 shots. I got to make them, right? So I'm at that point where I feel like I have the ball in my hand.
Yep.
I got to make the shots. Which is a little nerve-wracking.
Just to clarify, 15 shots, I took 40 my senior year.
What is the... See, I don't know, because I'm not...
Just to clarify that. Yeah. I mean, I was good, but I took 40 shots a game, so no wonder why I averaged 25 points a game.
Yeah.
I love that. Speed and scale.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, hell yeah. How'd you arrive there?
A lot of hard work. A lot of testing. I realized it's weird because fitness-wise and business-wise, I did kind of the same thing last year. Like, I tried a lot of stuff, and then I came to a realization, like, this is what's working. So I got to triple down on that thing. Get rid of the other stuff and just focus on this thing. And things are happening. Like we just shot our first Bentleys and Burgers episode. Burgers and Bentleys, whatever the hell you want to call it. I'm having a meeting. I have a good friend of mine who works at Red Bull. And the bar conversation, which, who knows what it'll come to. But I'm my turnaround times for like real estate, like because I don't focus on too many areas anymore and I focus to a certain area, my turnaround time has been so much faster. Oh, you have this type of property? I turned around like 2 days. And I was super confident because like when I'm talking to these people, I sold the properties that they're trying to tell me are worse or better than their property. I'm like, I represent that property. So it's nice when it's starting to come together. A lot of place to go, but the realization was it's been 9 years.
You just took the words right out of my mouth for both of us, right? I think we've said it before, but I think the conversations of like, oh yeah, he's a young leader in his industry. yeah, age-wise, you might be a little young, but the reality is we've been putting work in now, right, in our industries for almost 10 years.
Yeah.
And it's our time, you know, and when you're strategic about implementing the things that you're talking about, of course there's going to be growth, progress, networking gets your network gets large.
Yeah, compounds.
Right? And that compound effect is huge because it might seem like there's a stretch of 2 years where you're not really making progress.
Yeah. Or you are, but it's slower than you're like, wow,
right.
I'm working so hard.
It seems like you're not making progress.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, as long as you have substantial evidence and some data to look back to say, wow, I actually, you know, it wasn't the best year of my life, but you know what? I was able to make some growth in these, you know, different facets. Your time is coming. Right. So I feel the same exact way that, like, you know, it's go time now. You're here. You've arrived. You know, it's our time.
So subtle adjustments, for example, to just emphasize how I'm doing it, is like for speed. In the past, you want me to price your house. Oh, do you have time next week? I'd push it out to like Thursday because I'll be like, I can get more done. Versus this time, I'm like, I'll meet you Monday. And then Sunday night, I was working till 10 to get that ready.
Yep.
But I have much better opportunity to get that listing now because I busted my ass to get it back to them first.
Right.
Versus in the past, I might have lost it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's subtle things where, no, I don't want to be working until 10 on a Sunday. I'd rather eat Chinese and like pack it in. But I was like, if this is what I got to do right now to get the hockey stick growth, then I got to do it.
Yep.
You know?
Yeah. Something I've found for myself that I've been lacking, I think, is emotional energy.
Okay.
Right? Like, I think that I have a lot of things going on in my mind to where it takes away from really what I'm trying to do. I think I still end up getting it done, whatever it is, but throughout the course of that time period of that timeline, I'm stressed. So what I found with the word intention, when I set my mind and intend to do something the way that I want to do it, it sparks emotional energy. Then what that emotional energy does, because now I'm conscious of that thought, translates directly to physical. I've seen it already in 12 days.
You're like a Tesla. You're converting electric energy.
Correct.
You're an
but
EV car.
I feel like, you know, even in my job, I've said it before on the podcast too. Too many times I was so reactive versus proactive. Now that I've witnessed what my job entails over the course of the past 6 months, that's part of my day, right? So if I intend to go into my day receiving that, I'm physically ready to, you know, dodge these bullets and attack whatever is coming my way. And there's been, so you want to hear something corny? I wrote down actually 3 statements. You want me to share them?
Oh, I love it. Go.
Right. So
mottos.
Family life, business life, and then personal, professional, we'll keep it, but there's 3 of them. So I intend to walk in the house so that I can enjoy, appreciate, and contribute to the beauty of being a husband and a father.
Okay. I like
right?
it.
A statement that I have literally wrote down, a statement that obviously I'll, you know, remember as time goes on. I already know it, but I want clarity on what it is that I'm going in. So that's for home. I intend to remain open and receptive to opportunities for meaningful contribution to this town and department. This is for work. And I'm grateful for any part that I play in facilitating change. Right?
Nice.
So that's my work one.
Yep.
Then physical. I intend to push my body to healthy limitations. I understand that not everyone is as fortunate, and I'm going to maximize my output to make this a challenging yet rewarding workout. So every time I go in the gym, right?
You're very eloquent to yourself when you're right.
Well, I have to be.
I'm very like...
Fuck you, boy.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Get this money. Get this money. Which is true, but look, in my industry, I have to be eloquent, right? I think I
Good word, by the way. But
it is,
eloquent's a nice word.
It is.
That's eloquent in itself.
It is. Very, very eloquently used.
Yeah.
I think I have to be, right? Because it ties in with what I'm trying to do with my life. And I think what I don't want to say an asset, but an attribute of mine is the fact that I can do both, right? I can be a little sarcastic. I could be stupid. I could play around. But at the end of the day, when I'm in front of elected officials, I'm having conversations, but they see both sides. But of course, I got to talk a certain way.
Yeah, of course.
You know, and that I think in government itself is kind of a lost thing because everybody is like so polished. You got to be so this, so that. Whereas I'm like, I'm not that. I got tattoos. I got a beard. I don't shave every day. Clearly, you know what I mean. Like I don't have to play into that. Like I am my own politician.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
you know?
Everyone's you're your own brand, whether you like it or not.
100%.
Yeah. I agree with that.
You know,
point.
I don't know if it was.
No, I like that. So I do similar stuff, but like, you know, I have stuff in my office that I have like on a whiteboard. So this year too, what I'm doing is, you ever see Dana White's office? Do you ever see his office? He's got whiteboards everywhere, right? And he's like, this is my war room where I have everything up. So although I have way more data, like in a content management system, whatever the hell you call it, organized, this is where the high level stuff happens, the strategy. So he's like, this is kind of the chessboard.
Yep.
But I need stuff visual so I can get reminded, like, oh, that's a good matchup with that. And so what I'm going to try to do, and I'll probably get yelled at by my company, is cover everything in whiteboards. Because then I can have like all my buyers, my renters, my listings like organized.
Yeah, but so you can see
at a quick glance, and then I find that gives me energy because I'm like, I got to get on that, got to get on that. So things this year, like to your point, I didn't write these out, but some that I have in my office is like, you know, it's not because you're young, it's because you're not good enough, right? Like if you're good enough, doesn't matter if I'm 10, people are going to hire me. No room for doubt, right? Like if you're going to do something, you can't doubt it, because if you fail at 100%, because at least you can, look your client in the eye and be like, listen, I did everything in my power. It didn't work out.
I was trying to show you something.
Best of luck. Why do you have something like that?
No, well, on my work phone, that's the quote that I have there. Right. And it says, you are your only limit.
Yep.
Which is true, because when I look at this phone sometimes, I don't know if you were able to see that there. But when I look at this phone, there's so many times that I like, and I want to put it down because it's going to take energy, right?
Yeah.
But I'm the only one that's physically putting that down. Like I'm stopping potential growth. Not that every phone call is growth. I'll tell you that right now, because a lot of these phone calls are annoying.
Yeah.
But I'm my only limit, right? So I can go as far as I really want to in life.
Yeah.
And I think that's a message for everybody, really. I mean, you're the only person that can cripple your growth. And we do it a lot, right? But I think we've been able to tie the no snooze mindset into everything that we kind of put our energy into.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. This year, more than others, I felt more of a athletic competitive edge than I have in the past, because I feel like I'm actually in the game.
I mean, not that many people walk around 20%, Mike, you know?
I'm a tight 20%. No, but you know what I mean? Like,
yes, I do.
Up until this point, I didn't feel like I was in the game. Like if I had a listing.
Why though? Can you explain that?
Because of the results, right? Like I've been doing.
But you were selling stuff. Like you were.
I've been doing well. Don't get me wrong.
Right.
But when there's 4 agents interviewing, in my head I was like, this is mine to. I wasn't like, this is mine to lose in certain areas, right?
Yep, I got you.
Whereas now, when I get the call, I know they want to use me, and it's just a matter. It's mine to lose, which is different. So like up until this year, I've been like trying to break through, and I'm like, now I'm getting the looks. Like it's like a scout coming to the basketball.
Yeah.
And you're like, I just got to start making my shots.
You found your swagger.
Confidence, whatever you want to call it. It's been another visual, right? I love movies.
Yep.
So there's a scene in 8 Mile.
Oh,
do you like this? I know you love this.
I'm an 8 Mile.
This
dude.
is the one movie.
I am going to know and kill this reference right now. Let's go.
So
let's go.
There's a point where he always freezes up, right?
Yes.
And then there's one time, I don't know what part of the movie, but he snaps.
Yes.
And he's getting ready to battle.
Yes.
And the guy comes in and he goes, you got whatever in the first round. And he looks at me, he goes, I don't give a fuck who it is.
Yes. And it was, but that
Doesn't
was when
that give you chills?
He froze up a couple times.
This was when he joined the battle because they all jumped him or something. I don't know if it's the end battle. I couldn't find it on YouTube. I saw it in the movie.
Yep.
And I'm like, that is like the attitude you need when you're going up against either other agents,
100%.
properties. It's more of a property thing, right? Like when you are confident in what you're doing, it doesn't matter what the project is, what the thing, you just look at it and you're like, I don't give what it is.
So.
There's multiple movie scenes for whatever reason that stick in my mind, that get me fired up. You know, whether that's Rocky training in the snow,
Yep.
Eminem prepping for his battle and says, I don't give who it is.
Yep.
When I start to doubt myself, I think back to that stuff. Travis Bajent. I have these people in my head that I try to turn into to get ready to go do my job. Because if you're not confident, you'll get eaten alive.
Spit fire. Told you. Claudio asked us if we wanted a heater in here. We said we were spitting fire.
I am
gonna
freezing.
heat up. I'm kind of cold too. What's up with that pink cup? Off topic, but you said there was a story. Yeah, you said there was a story.
So, I've been using this to hold my coffee or tea because it keeps it nice and warm.
It's a cute straw you got.
I'm doing it before. How cute, right?
It's
red
very,
and pink.
Very cute.
So I get home and I'm like, I'm filling it up to go to work or whatever. And Dana's like, that's a wine cup. And I'm
Yeah,
like, what?
It is a wine
She
tumbler.
goes, yeah, that's a wine tumbler.
It
and I'm
is.
like, oh, that's why everyone in the office looks at me funny when I walk in every morning.
That's
So everyone in my
funny.
office thinks I'm just pounding like a rosé in the morning.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
Not that we don't do that sometimes, but
Never.
Anything else?
No, this go time.
I mean, it is
Big
go
year.
time, right?
You know what? We create these things for us. Now that we talked all that shit, you got to back it up.
Yeah, 100%. But I think that's part of life, man. I think there is something to in the process of building your own confidence. I think you have to put things, whether it's public, that's one thing, but I think you got to really put things out there, whether that's on paper for yourself, internalize in your mind, because I feel like a lot of people gonna kind of just go through the motions, right? They go through the motions of life. You can change your life tomorrow if you wanted to. You really can. It's not about the college degree anymore. There's too many options to learn, professionally develop yourself, right? I was talking to somebody that's 57 years old in my industry, and he asked me very bluntly, how did you, get to where you're at? So the conversation goes kind of left and right, telling him how I kind of got started. But he's like, yeah, you the youngest commissioner, like, how did you do that? I said, well, I think I was given an opportunity, but the second that I wanted to step foot into that industry, right, I started reading 10 pages a day. And I gave him this reference, right? And he's like, 10 pages a day, like that's actually really hard to do that every day. Because he's like, it's not a lot of reading, but you did it every day, right? So I said, imagine the time I was 24 when I was put in this leadership role, per se, right? And I'm reading now for the first 2 years. So by the time I'm 26, and I said this to him, I said, I had already surpassed any amount of learning that I've ever done in college over 4 years, because I read 24 books of personal and professional development in terms of management and how I want to lead. So it like ticked for him. Mm-hmm. He's like, I'm 57 years old, and if I really wanted to do this, I can start this tomorrow, right? Because now we're putting him in a supervisory position. So he's going to have to lead people, but he's never been there.
But the thing that I think a lot of people miss is that you read relevant books. You didn't just
correct.
read, and you were able to implement things quickly.
Correct.
Versus like you read some shit that doesn't even apply to you. And you're like, oh, I read a book, and it's like
it has to be. You have to read with intention, right? You have to say to yourself, I want a skill.
I don't read a lot.
No,
I listen a lot.
But that's fine too. That's fine. However you do it. But that simple thing is something. Justin, right? 17 years old, right?
I keep forgetting that you're so young.
But imagine, Justin, give me a topic that you want to get good at.
Freestyle.
Like something that you wanna learn more about.
Cooking, baking.
What? Method?
Oh,
okay.
dude, I can method. Like Shia LaBeouf.
Shia LaBeouf? Shia LaBeouf.
I'm going to be Shia LaBeouf.
I was going to say, that should be my last name, LaBeouf.
Yeah. Dave LaBeouf.
But okay.
Sorry,
what,
go ahead.
What was the, what acting? What
method acting?
Method
like
acting.
When the dudes like lose 100 pounds.
Okay.
Right? And they work.
But
yeah,
so think about
crazy,
this, right?
People say
you're 17 years old. Method acting. Imagine how much literature is actually out there. One, you're going to be interested in reading this because you want to get better at it, right? If you just for 1 year said, you know what, I'm going to read 10 pages a day, and you were able to read and consume the knowledge of 12 different books in 1 year, imagine the growth that you'll have in just that year. It's like you can't even imagine the exponential growth that's behind that, as long as, one, you want to do that, and then you begin to implement some of the stuff that you're learning. But too many of us, we go like, punch a time clock at 9 o'clock, punch a time clock at 5 o'clock, you're out and you're just going through the motions with no intention of developing yourself. And if you want that, cool. Like some people want that content lifestyle, which is great. I'm not knocking it. It's just not me. And it's not you either, But I think there's so many opportunities, and it's never too late.
Yeah.
Never too late. And ramble over.
No, it's nice.
Consume some more caffeine.
Learn and earn. Learn while you earn. Earn while you learn. I don't know what the saying is.
I don't know. So this will bring us to my favorite section, Dave's Dime of the Week.
I'll have you know, I've had multiple people text me. What? I heard Dave's Dime of the Week today. Fire.
there you go. I
and
like
random people too.
Okay.
Random.
Okay.
Not like the run-of-the-mill dudes.
Okay.
All right, go ahead.
So this one hits, man. This is John Maxwell, Johnny Max, Uncle John. And this is for anybody that's really trying to seek change in their life, right? And there's 3 different ways to do it. People change when they hurt enough that they have to. Mm-hmm. When they see enough that they are inspired to, or when they learn enough that they want to. So I personally,
it's a pretty good one.
It really, like if you actually heard that,
I believe in that.
if you
I don't
take
feel
that
like
in,
people change unless they're like they have a lot of pain behind it.
Correct. So the first one, right? Changing when you hurt enough. I feel like I've had experiences of adversity in my life that have made me say, you know what, I don't want that. Right? The second one about seeing enough, like that's me consuming my stuff, my daily content of what it is. Now I'm inspired to do it. Or when you learn enough through that content that you're consuming that you're like, well, there's no other option. Now I want this.
It's a good one.
Right?
It's a good one. Not bad.
Fuck it up in 22.
Even though you made it up.
Yeah, you made it up. I wish.
So we're going to Miguel's mantras.
Okay, get them. Come on, the little dancing.
I'm going to do more salsa dancing in 2022. The 3 S's of winning are speed, simplicity, and self-confidence. Jack Welch.
That's fire.
Good, right?
That is good. Very good.
Fast, easy, or not easy, but simple.
Yes.
And being confident.
I love it.
That's literally what I said.
Listen.
This guy's stealing my stuff.
He is. Listen, welcome back in 22. We are here to stay. Content coming weekly. Right?
Yeah, and we're going to be speaking it.
Check it out, NoSnoozeShop.com for the latest No Snooze merch. Guys, I am happy to be back with you.
Very happy to be back. If you haven't already, like, subscribe.
Boop, boop.
Stop playing with me.
Stop
I know you're
playing
watching.
with me. Guys, until next time, stop snoozing.
Get up and get after it.
Mikey, I thought the 3 S's was shit shower.
That's another Effie in the books. Go follow us on Instagram and Facebook at No Snooze Podcast. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, No Snooze.